So today I'm going to be showing you the second LEGO Harry Potter diorama mock I have made, this time based on the Chamber of Secrets film. So if you missed the last video I made, the point in that video was that LEGO have been making these 18 plus diorama sets for the Jurassic Park and Star Wars theme, and that film series such as Harry Potter and Marvel also warrants some of these 18 plus diorama sets being made for them by LEGO, as Harry Potter and Marvel are amongst the highest grossing movie franchises in the world with huge adult fan following. So I have taken it upon myself as a LEGO Harry Potter YouTuber to conduct a mini mock series where I produce a mock-up of LEGO Harry Potter 18 plus diorama sets for each of the 8 Harry Potter films. I have done one for the Philosopher's Stone and now we're going to do one for the Chamber of Secrets. So make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep track of this mock series, and if you haven't seen the first video in this series then click the annotation on screen now and I'll see you there. So without further ado, let's head on into the Chamber of Secrets. So for the Chamber of Secrets, I had a ton of suggestions from the last video and I thank you guys all so very much for them. I ended up toying with a lot of ideas. The first was going to be Harry lying on the floor of the Chamber of Secrets with the basilisk poising over him with forks attacking his eyes, trying to make the basilisk blind. However, I had a lot of trouble with this. Just the snake build itself was awfully tough to build at that scale. I thought also about building the door to the Chamber of Secrets, but we've already had that built before in a LEGO set last year, so I ended up settling on something else, that being the Slytherin common room. In particular, the scene where Harry and Ron disguise as Crabbe and Goyle in an attempt to get Draco to confess to them that indeed he was the heir of Slytherin. I thought that this would be rather challenging, trying to fit in the table, some chairs and packing in an atmosphere which was undoubtedly Slytherin, which also resembled what you'd expect a common room to look like, meaning we'd have bookshelves and obviously things like a fireplace, and I think I achieved that. But before I show you the finished model, let me show you the furniture I put together. Okay, so the first thing that I'll show you is the loose chairs I made. I tried to make these as small as possible, as obviously the diameter of this movie diorama mock couldn't exceed an area of 12 by 12, so I ended up shortening a sofa into basically a nice leather armchair, which you can see on the left. On the right we have a same size chair, and I went for a more traditional wooden chair with hints of dark green and also pearl gold accents, and I'm really satisfied with how this ended up looking. The table is rather simple and I basically just ran out of space, though I managed to fit a quill bottle and a book on the table, so I guess it's big enough. I made this table using a black telescope piece for the leg and just some round plates, so a very simple build indeed. The next bit of furniture is studded into the set, and that's this bookcase cabinet. I've added a drawer at the bottom with a row of books in the middle, which are actually just tiles which just lie in there, they're not studded in or anything like that. At the top row I have a miniature trophy minifigure piece in glittery trans green, which I thought was an attractive colour, and just an empty glass bottle with a red top to go along next to it. On the other wall I implemented a built-in fireplace, and this fireplace primarily makes use of similar components in which the wall itself is made up of. So quite a simplistic build, but one which matches well with its surroundings. I also added a couple of snake statues on either side of the fireplace, which protrudes out of the wall. So before I show you the final finished model, I'll show you the floor design that I came up with. So the floor design was naturally the first thing I worked on when making this mock, and I actually spent 3 hours experimenting with different tiled patterns. I wanted the floor to be dark, which I felt was in essence of Slytherin house, as portrayed in the movies. I also wanted hints of Slytherin itself, so naturally the colour green springs to mind, and also a hint of luxury, as Slytherin house, as portrayed in the movies at least, gives a sense of superiority and notoriety, and I wanted that reflected in the way the Slytherin common room diorama mock was made. So the floor design I went with is this nice pattern which fills the 12 by 12 floor area perfectly. It also utilises the colours black to help keep that dark theme going. also the dark green of Slytherin House, and also the pearl gold, which is the colour that springs to my mind when I think of things like superiority. So all that was left for me to do was to build up a common room on this floor design and fit in all of this furniture, and this is what I came up with. As you can see, everything fits in all nice and cozy. We have the table and chairs in the middle of the room, and I utilised the same wall positioning as the Devil's Snare mock, in which I have integrated the bookcase and the fireplace. The walls have a lot of greebling on them, as of course this room is located in the dungeons beneath the castle, so naturally the walls probably wouldn't be the smoothest. I also added some robust wooden pillars to help keep the roof up, if you will, due to this being an underground location, and if you look at rooms with a lot of weight above them, such as a car park, they have these great big pillars everywhere, so that's why I have introduced some into this mock. The quote I have added on the printed tile at the front of this, which is a tradition with these 18+ Lego Movie Diorama sets, is
"You're acting very odd,"
said by Draco Malfoy, of course, which occurred when Ron, or Crabbe actually, gets up to punch Malfoy, which would have been a bit of a giveaway. And that brings me on to the minifigures of this set, who are Draco Malfoy, taken from the Hogwarts Flying Lesson set, and Crabbe and Goyle, taken from the Hogwarts Polyjuice Mistake set. The good thing about these two minifigures is that they have reverse prints of Harry and Ron. Now, if you haven't seen my most recent video where I go over 49 Harry Potter figures, including mostly customs, for my Ministry of Magic mock, then click the video on screen now. A big thank you to Sue Penn, Lucas Hatch, MLD Bricks, Kay Crossley and Brightest Witch Bricks, who are all tier 3 members of the channel. I'll catch you soon. Bye bye.